What if I told you that the world's first influencer wasn't on Instagram? He didn't post TikToks or send tweets. He sent lightning through a kite and changed the world with words. This is the untold story of Benjamin Franklin, inventor, writer, diplomat, troublemaker, and the man who became America's first influencer long before the internet existed. Franklin didn't start as a founding father. He started as a runaway teen, broke, hungry, and desperate for a second chance. At 17, he left Boston for Philadelphia, arriving on the streets with nothing but a loaf of bread in his pocket. But what he lacked in money, he made up for in curiosity. He devoured books, taught himself science, and soon became the editor of his own newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette. Through humor, satire, and clever storytelling, he made people think, and most importantly, he made them talk. In a world without social media, Franklin understood something powerful: attention equals influence. Before there were memes, Franklin made symbols. His famous Join or Die cartoon, that chopped up snake, was the 18th century equivalent of a viral post. It spread through the colonies faster than wildfire. People quoted it, shared it, reprinted it, and just like that, Franklin turned a drawing into a political movement. He knew how to package ideas so they stuck in people's minds. And that's what influencers still do today: create culture from creativity. But Franklin wasn't just shaping opinions. He was literally changing how humans understood nature. The year was 1752. A thunderstorm rolled over Philadelphia. And while everyone else ran for shelter, Franklin ran toward the storm. His kite experiment didn't just prove that lightning was electricity, it made him a global celebrity. For the first time, science was cool. People in Europe and America were fascinated by this eccentric man who played with lightning. He didn't just discover electricity, he branded it. And the world couldn't get enough. Forget everything you think you know about influencers. Before the filters, before the hashtags, before any of it, there was a guy in a powdered wig who basically invented the whole game. No, I'm not kidding. We are talking about Benjamin Franklin, the OG influencer, the founding father of viral content. So, how did a printer from Boston become the most talked about man in the world? Stick around, because this story is wilder than you think. Let's start with a modern concept: the online persona. You know, your curated feed, your carefully chosen profile picture. Well, Ben Franklin was doing this in the 1700s, but instead of just an avatar, he created entire characters. He was a master of the alter ego. His most famous? A witty, homespun philosopher named Poor Richard. Under this name, Franklin published Poor Richard's Almanac, and it was an absolute sensation. Think of it as the 18th century equivalent of a viral blog, a meme page, and a self-help book all rolled into one. It was packed with catchy, shareable wisdom. Sayings like, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise," or "A penny saved is a penny earned." These weren't just proverbs. They were the 1700s version of a viral tweet. They were short, memorable, and made people feel smart for repeating them. He was making wisdom go viral, centuries before any algorithm was even a thought. But Franklin didn't stop there. As a teenager, he wanted to get his writing published in his brother's newspaper, but he knew his brother would never take him seriously. So what did he do? He created another persona, a sharp-witted, middle-aged widow named Silence Dogood. He would slip her letters under the door of the print shop at night. The letters were brilliant, funny, and full of social commentary. They became the talk of the town. Everyone was trying to figure out who this mysterious Mrs. Dogood was. When Franklin finally confessed, he became an instant local celebrity. He understood from a young age that sometimes the message is more powerful when you detach it from your own identity. He was playing with the very idea of branding before the word even existed. Through these characters, especially Poor Richard, Franklin built an incredible brand for himself. He wasn't just Ben Franklin, the printer. He was Ben Franklin, the trusted source of wisdom, humor, and common sense. He carefully cultivated an image of being humble, hardworking, and approachable. He was the voice of the common man, even as he was becoming one of the most brilliant minds of his generation. He was building social capital, creating a community of followers who hung on his every word. He wasn't a politician yet, but he was already shaping the hearts and minds of a future nation, one almanac at a time. This foundation of trust would become his superpower. And that superpower was put to the ultimate test when America needed it most. During the American Revolution, the colonies were desperate for help. They needed money, ships, and and soldiers to have any chance against the mighty British Empire. Their only real hope was to convince France, Britain's old rival, to join their side. And who did they send on this impossible mission? Not a stuffy general or a seasoned diplomat in the traditional sense. They sent their biggest celebrity, their master influencer, Benjamin Franklin. Now, when Franklin arrived in Paris, he didn't show up like a typical statesman. He leaned into his brand. He knew the French court was obsessed with fashion and formality, so he did the exact opposite. He showed up wearing a simple suit and a fur cap instead of a powdered wig. He was playing the part of the rustic American philosopher, the natural man from the New World. And Paris went absolutely crazy for it. It was pure pandemonium. They called it Franklinmania. Crowds followed him everywhere he went. His face was everywhere, on medallions, snuff boxes, plates, and jewelry. It was like modern-day celebrity merch. Women styled their hair to mimic his fur cap, calling it the coiffure à la Franklin. He was the most famous man in Paris, discussed in every high society salon. He was a rock star, and he used this celebrity status with genius precision. He charmed the French aristocracy, debated with their greatest thinkers, and became a beloved figure at court. He wasn't just asking for help, he was making the American cause fashionable. He made supporting the revolution the cool thing to do. His personal popularity made it almost impossible for the French government to say no. And they didn't. France's support, secured by Franklin's influence, was the turning point of the war. It's not an exaggeration to say that without Franklin's influencer campaign in Paris, America might not exist today. That's the ultimate lesson from Franklin's life. He mastered the most critical skill of any true influencer, using a personal brand to create massive, real-world impact. He didn't just collect likes and followers, he used his platform to win a war and help found a nation. Benjamin Franklin died in 1790, but his content has never stopped trending. His influence is still all around us. Every time you see a pair of bifocals, that's Franklin. The lightning rod that protects buildings from storms? That's Franklin. The efficient Franklin stove? You guessed it. But his most enduring legacy is his philosophy. His ideas about self-improvement, civic duty, community, and lifelong learning became the bedrock of the American identity. He taught us that influence isn't about fame for its own sake. It's not about how many people know your name, but about what you inspire them to do. It's about impact. So, the next time you scroll through your feed and see someone calling themselves an influencer, take a moment to remember the man who wrote the playbook. The printer, the scientist, the rebel, the diplomat, the ultimate content creator. Benjamin Franklin, America's first, and arguably greatest, influencer. History is full of these incredible, hidden stories. If you enjoyed uncovering this secret side of Benjamin Franklin and want to see more history told in a way you've never heard before, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, and more importantly, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next journey into the past. Sharing this video with a friend who loves history would also be amazing. Your support helps us keep digging up these incredible tales. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the past is a lot more influential than we think.